Hello folks, this should be a nice quick video, this one. I did a video the other day about the hierarchy of the Godhead, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's the job of the Holy Spirit to point to Yeshua. It's the job of Yeshua to point to the Father. So, people in church think they should be like Yeshua, Jesus. That's what they think. They think they're like him, or they should be like him. Okay. Yeah. So if they should be like him, why are they pointing to him? By pointing to him, they're being like the Holy Spirit, and not being like Yeshua. Yeshua didn't point to himself. He pointed to the Father. So, if you are supposed to be like Yeshua, which you're not in that sense, well, not where you are right now, that's a certainty. As you are right now, you're supposed to let the Holy Spirit do his job. You're supposed to get on and do your job, which is coming to maturity. That is your job, that when you come into church as a baby, you're supposed to grow and come into maturity. That is your job, to come into maturity. Only when you're mature and ready to go through Yeshua will you become like him, when it's your job to point to Father. You cannot point to any element of God if your life is still showing that you are of the world. Until your life is showing that you are of God, you can't be pointing to any element of God, can you? Not really. Because when people look at you, what do they see? Do they see that element of God? Do they see any element of God in you at all? No, they see a baby Christian who's so still infused with the world. Because in church you can't point out that somebody is still with the world, because they might get offended by that, and that's not encouraging to speak, is it? So therefore, no issues ever get dealt with. So if no issues ever get dealt with in the church that we're in right now, where people aren't maturing, you can't point to God. When you point to God, that's why the world doesn't believe in God. Because you point to God and they look at you and say, yeah, right. You're in exactly the same situation as we are. Your life doesn't look any better than ours does. Why would we want your God? He clearly doesn't care about you. That's the thing. Your life shows that God doesn't care about you. If you're having the same problems as the people in the world, then it means you've not come to maturity. You haven't. You're still very much a baby. Because you've still got all the same crap that you came in with, and that should have been dealt with a long time ago. If you're in a church that actually was led by God, that would have been dealt with a long time ago. But you are where you are. So where you are, you've stopped trying to point at Yeshua. It's not your job. That's the job of the Holy Spirit. Let the Holy Spirit do its job. You get on to the point of understanding what is your job, and your job is to come to maturity, so start doing that. Once you come to maturity, then you can point to an element of God, but then your job is to point to what really is the job of the Holy Spirit and Yeshua. Because the whole point of the Holy Spirit, he points to Yeshua because he knows that the example of Yeshua shows God Father's love for the world. So by the Holy Spirit pointing to Yeshua, he's pointing to the best of Father. When you're pointing to Yeshua, you're not pointing to the best of Father. You're pointing to the one who died for what you have made of church. So start understanding what your job is and do it. And I say it's all that case of understand it, do it, and receive the blessings or rewards from that. You can't receive until you understand and do it. To do it, you've got to understand it. That comes first. You are not the Holy Spirit. I'm sorry, but you are not. That is not your position. So there you go. It is what it is. If you want to move, you need to understand where you are so you can start moving in the right direction. Be led, be guided, because that's the thing. Only if you're led and guided are you going to receive what it is that God has for you to receive, so that you can grow and you can be moulded and shaped into the person that you've always supposed to have been. So get to it. And enjoy your journey. As I said so many times, enjoy your journey. If you're supposed to go on a journey, enjoy it. Well, you take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Have a wonderful one. God bless. Bye-bye.